Alright, my friends. I actually just finished playing with Akimbo for a little bit. We had some fun matches. You know, nothing goes perfectly, but we had some sweet core defenses. Alright, this one's going to be relatively quick as it's kind of late. I got work in 7.5 hours, and I want to sleep as many of them as I can. Okay, so we're running some fairly standard stuff for us. We got Joe, we got Gul'dan. The Kerosene feels a little bit new, and I would say the Cassia feels a little bit new. But okay, I I'm gonna speed ahead. So right here, first off, we're doing the opposite of what's kind of normal. Now that's okay, but we we don't maximize it. If we're gonna go opposite of normal, one, they may have seen Gul'dan, and two, we want to get forward into these bushes early. So we try to go in, but Akimbo, you're out ahead of everyone. And so the gank gets botched. Cadet, down here, I want to talk with you about freezing a lane. I loved that. And had you had the talent for it, it'd have been great, but you're also getting punished. And died. Too much stitches cleave damage. I like to feel like this is like a Darth Vader. No. Okay, but you're getting bullied hard. We're not quite getting as much up here as they are. And we even have... This is a tough one. They've got some pretty good siege with Rhaegar and Vala. Okay, so right here, you using your ability on that cadet is the opposite of what we want. Now the reason behind that is we want their minions to stay as close to ours as long as possible, because that's a concept of freezing the lane. So now, because we killed our minions, or excuse me, we killed their minions, our minions marched forward, they were able to kill our minions outside of the tower range. Now picking up the Naz kill is sweet, but we're staying a bit too long. We know they've left down here. Akimbo should, or not Akimbo, Cadet should be screaming about that. And here we are, we're taking tower shots. Akimbo refuses to not get this one, but we still died. There's another one. This thing still has 20 hit points. Super frustrating. Okay, we're gonna speed this up again. They're getting camps. We're gonna pause here in a second and talk about the camps on this map. But that was the first camp, and we're at 2.5 minutes, excuse me. Stitches dot vial gas. Yes, that is what killed you. Okay, Akimbo's here. Joe's one of the slowest camp takers in the game, particularly when it's a single entity. Okay, let's pause. We're all on camps. Recon camp. Most helpful thing about this camp is it provides experience. There's two of those. The tough part about it is that most of the time we get experience just to give them experience right back, and so forth. Now, I would say you want to get them early and almost let them have them back sometimes, because you're trying to leapfrog that experience and get it when it's going to get you your next talent. And so use it when you can. If you know they're on it and you can steal it from them, that's the best, because then you get the experience and they don't. Okay, this camp has been up for basically 2 minutes. This is one of the most important pieces of this map. If we can constantly take the ninja camps, that's going to push over our enemy fort, eventually keep wall keep. If we get it as soon as it pops, now they're having to deal with it, and we can go take theirs, which then super enables us, because they're having to fight this. It'll clear a minion wave. We're able to pick up, we're able to push in on wall. we need to spend way more time camping. We get our first camp at about 3:10 on the clock here. So we see them cap this, and ooh. Okay. We're about to gather for a good team fight. Okay, so I have it marked for 3:45. It's kind of when this happens. Okay, let's look. So we know this fight's about to break out. Let's look at the enemy team. They have a really big hitbox front line who can slow and who can initiate really well. They have what's not a big hitbox, but an absolute zoning front line here. They've got a high damage auto attacker. They've got a healer who likes to dive in, and they've got a really big sustain damage mage. He is not a burst damage. So they want their fights to be slow. They have double tank, they have double sustain, and really Rhaegar's a sustain healer that eventually gets a burst. Now let's look at us. We've got an incredibly beefy tank. We've got a all-in let's burst people down type of bruiser. We have a healer who also needs to dive in and really doesn't have the heals that Rhaegar does. Now, let's see. Okay, and we're about halfway on our insight quest, which means we're not getting the basic ability. We're still getting the mana, but we're not benefiting yet from this. And it's a tough one because insight's actually probably the hardest to capitalize. I really like it, but on Iron Fist, you always get the extra damage, and there's never a bad time for extra damage. There can be a bad time for cooldown reduction, and that is when none of your abilities need cooldown. The mana's fun, but yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, we are at normal speed. So did we call out that the hook was down? If the hook's down, now we get to choose the engage. And our mage versus their mage, so we can control ours quite a bit, and so we like chokes. He can't control his quite a bit, but he also has a lot of stuff, he can displace with a zombie wall. Toads just will chew up our front line, but we can see those and we can avoid them. So let's look at this fight here. They drop a turret. Cadet, you are tanking it like nobody's business. That was a great collapse back on him. It's good healing up. Okay. We're going to rewind, but now 2 of them are dead. They've got a ninja on our keep wall. We've got a ninja on their keep wall. We should have 3 people continue to push because then it's even, and we should be trying to find a macro or continue to walk it, and we should be trying to find a way to macro this, clear this, get this back in. Shoot, we might leave 2 people here to just kind of defend it while we push on the wall, but the payload does less damage than this ninja, and this ninja is healthy and wailing on our keep wall already, which is super scary. Okay, let's jump this back. Oh, please don't crash. Okay. So, let's do a 5-point team fight. Starting with Joe. We're going to look for about this 412 number. Alright. So this is Joe's perspective. Okay, did you see the hook miss you? Great. It's actually not a problem if you eat the hook, if that means one of these guys are not eating the hook, because you're just going to shield anyway. Okay. Okay. Go back to about here. Okay. So the fight's about to start. All of our abilities are off cooldown. Be announcing that to your team. This is lying about the talent because it's looking for your level 7 because we've passed that point. That's just a bug. Don't listen to that. Okay, all of our abilities are up. We know that. Our team should know that. Who are our blind targets? Our blind target is primarily Vala. Arthas is not doing enough damage. He's not in auto attack build anyway. Stitches is not going to do a ton of damage, and he's not taking anything for auto attack. Naz, it's not level 20, so he can't stack it on us. And Rhaegar is going totem build. She's not even going auto attack build, which is fine. I get that when you're talking about going against a Joe, but she should be going multi-shot build against a Joe. So, but she's still our target, and if we can add anybody else to it, that's just gravy. And I hate Eternal Retaliation, but I think you and I have already talked about that. Okay. Condemn's about to come off cooldown, but we just walked up and engaged, which is great. Okay. Okay, Cassia does extra damage to blind targets. She's burned all of her abilities. We have specifically not used our blind. And I don't see anybody saying blinded in here. So we want to try to overlap with Cassia on our blinds. And unfortunately Arthas is probably not our favorite target here, because we have auto attacker. I mean, yes, we'd love to get rid of him, but he's the hardest one for us to get in and kill. He's one of the easiest for Gul'dan and Cassia to sit back and punish. But if we go in R3, that's actually kind of tough for us. Yeah, Cadet, ballsy, bad idea, my friend. I love you as a friend. Do not charge into this bush like that again. Okay, let's go back. Your tank has abandoned the fight, and you charging in there blindly, even if you spear someone, they're going to see you, turn on you, potentially blow you up. Your healer's a mile away. Okay, so here we are. We're now going to look at it from Cassia's perspective. Okay, all of your abilities are up. We blinded, we dove in hard. Fend is a hyper engage, and we want to use it as a finishing tool. We want to sit back and poke with our Q, our Lightning Fury, and then jump in Fend to finish. Kind of like right there. And ideally we want to blind first so that they're taking extra damage. But we want to use the fact that we're a spear thrower, sit back, and we want Gul'dan to be able to just dump on him. You shouldn't be able to walk over that, really. So here we are, we're chasing him. Oh, Cadet. You earned that one, brother. Okay, go back a minute. Boom. And Cadet, I don't hate you. I don't want you to feel like I hate you. But there are a couple times where you live that imperious you know, character to the fullest. Okay, here we go. Imperious, you got everything up. We have Joe, super beefy frontliner that can negate so much of what they're doing. We want to have Joe be the center point, and as soon as they turn, that's when we're poking them with a celestial charge and stopping their retreat, because now that one or two person out of commission, they can't do anything for a second, and our team needs to stay close enough. That's actually a beautiful thing for Cassia. If we can land that celestial charge stun, she blinds, she fends, boom, they're dead. Yeah, our first two abilities unfortunately whiff. Our third one keeps us alive, but Vala is going nuts on us. Right there, right after Joe pulls someone in, that's the easiest time to stun them. Alright, we're going to keep looking at it again. So Joe backs off, and then we dive in. Bad news. Our team comes to save us, and we're going to dive in again. After our team is left, they punish and kill us. So that was an opportunity that we had where we had more players on the battlefield. We should have been getting healthy. We should have been macroing. We should not have been chasing anymore, because we weren't going to get enough value out of it. But if we could get this cleared up, which now it's killed our whole wall. Now ours killed their whole wall, but how nice would it be if we had a wall and they didn't? How nice would it be if we had this camp and they didn't? How nice would it be if we took this wall and up here still healthy? There's lots of things that we could have done. We could have got both of these camps worth of experience to catapult ourselves ahead. We did not need to keep chasing there, guys. Okay, back up a minute. That's too much. Cut out the faster. Okay, we're getting some good damage out onto the Naz. We want to try to continue to abuse angles, which we started with. And we get to the point where this thing is just darn near sitting on us, and then Vala, so we get very low. So try to abuse some angles. Use your longest range ability, which is corruption, and try to, if you can get it from the bridge, if you can get it from here, but you want to make it so that you're sowing that chaos on them. Ultimately, you're really low, your resources are all spent, your cooldowns are all ticking. If we can find something to drain life on, great. Here is almost a chance where you just say, guys, I'm going to back out, I'm going to get healthy, and I'm going to clear this. Okay. Okay, here we are, Karazim. Yeah, that route kind of sucked for us, and going into Arthas always kind of sucks for us. So with our dives on Radiant Dash, we just need to be trying to get rid of Rhaegar. If they're not watching their healer, you can jump in and just beat the snot out of him, especially if his shield is down. Okay, we're going to speed this up, fellas. I'm not doing a good job of getting to bed any faster. Okay, so again, we talked about this a couple of times. We needed to not chase and macro. I like the call to pick this up as we pass. we're down one with him having died. As soon as we saw them coming back in force, we should have just bailed. Yeah, we keep brawling, and to have no keep wall by 5 minutes for either team means that we're just kind of ignoring the map. Okay, we knew that there was more of them than us, and now we're coming back up, getting the ninja instead of going for the payload, especially if we see the payload stop moving. Way better call. Okay, great news. I'm going to spoil this for you guys. You win this team fight too. I like the idea of sitting in a bush. Akimbo, that should totally be you instead. Great pull in, we got the fend, it was beautimous. Good slow. Again, I mentioned this to you guys before, but you do a good job of collapsing. Now here, 3 of them died. 3. Our first priority needs to be this ninja camp. 1 person can move the stinking payload. Vala died to the ninja. 1 person can move the payload, and we can get their ninja. The ninja is higher priority than this. I like that we got it, but next time, ninja, 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 ninja. Keep in mind, this is the first payload, and darn you rallied. I love it. Great gank on Arthas. That 7-sided was beautiful. Eating that hook with your unstoppable, fantastic. So now we've got 10s. We've used everything. We all pushed R, though it looks like we have angelic armaments. We're up because we just killed Arthas, and we have great wave clear between Joe and Gul'dan. We should be pushing into this. We've even got really good siege. Again, with this combo of Cassia and Joe, we need to be communicating our cooldowns on our blinds constantly, because we have no need to blind them twice. Oh man. Let's see. We lose 4v5, letting Vala get free damage was my notes before. Let's back this up a little bit. Okay, all of our ults are down. They're coming back up. We haven't got the pressure that we wanted here. And so it is just fine. If we're gonna lose a tank, so be it. I like using the turret. And unfortunately there, now here all of us are running through this. We don't have a way to stop this. Cadet, you actually could have saved somebody there with spearing him, but it's a rough one. We're super far forward in the lane. We're fighting under their fort. They had all of their ults. We didn't have ours. 4 of us got toasted. They take the camps. They go aggressive because they know someone's dead. They really should be coming up here, but they're not. Oh man. Oh man. Glad you're not dead, Akimbo. Tell me when I alive, please. You are alive. Yeah, this was a bloodbath. I actually thought it was that we won. In my notes, let's see. So we see them there. We got too close as Gul'dan, and it's an absolute bloodbath. Unfortunately, right there, the falling sword is too slow. Blessed Shield might have saved somebody there. See, they got a team number advantage, and they stole the ninja. And it sucks to lose our ninja. See, our minions are going to tie here, but now we have no minions coming back out, so theirs will push in. They're pushing on the keep. Great shield, great interrupt. Nice. Oh, so close. Yes! Wesley, I loved it. And falling sword value? Akimbo, you and I have talked about this since, but the slow talent what made that kill happen faster. And now we go in and steal. Yes. This one, we don't need to steal everybody. One person can pick this up. Perfect. Okay, going into this, how are we going to use our strengths? How are we going to use their strengths against them? How are we going to use their weaknesses against them? Them being in this, if they have their ults up, Putrid Bile sucks for us. Ravenous Spirit sucks for us. Now, if we've been counting cooldowns, yeah, we know they're down, but it's easy to lose track of that. Our cooldowns are almost all up, especially Horrify. So let's watch this. Good news, we only catch one of the toads. Here they are. We catch a lot more toads that time. So we place this turret, we totally let them free clear it. And it's a bummer. What do we do? I don't know that there's a perfect answer there. But if we're going to use the turret, we're going to use the turret. They're coming in, we're starting to take a lot of damage. Again, the Blessed Shield may have been more value towards us, as well as the big slow. Vala's getting free damage on our DPS while we chased Arthas while his zombie ult was up. We never need to chase Arthas with his zombie ult. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Thank you, towers, for eating that. So now we lost one, or we killed one, we lost three. And we, let's see, chase Arthas. Okay, we're getting to a point here where we're gonna not be making calls. We can see both teams ping here. Good job standing out in front, because now we have the ninja. Yeah, another scenario where Blessed Shield was just more instant. Just keep backing up. No. So right there, Moose. Joe was unstoppable. Great dive, though. Oh, so close. So Joe was unstoppable. Let Joe stay out as much as possible. And we don't want to run into Arthas's, because unfortunately that got us killed. Okay, here we are. We're running into about a 45-second period where we don't know what to do. We didn't make a call. Now, it's easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy to get down right after a death. it happens to all of us. I can show you comms video of ours this week where we lost, and it's because we got down on ourselves. But so we take this. Again, we're in about a 45-second period where it seems like we don't know where we're going. We're dancing in different directions. We don't know where the enemy is. We aren't sure. If we don't feel that it's safe to go somewhere, then we need to be in a bush as safe as possible, trying to figure out where they are. See, here we can see them. We know they're coming in on this. Oh, is this my ugly cry fight? Let's see. Oh no, this is a good fight. Here we go. We jump in with that. We got a spear. We get the horrify. We get the beach ball. It's a bummer that we gave him the camp, but we got some damage out on him. I hate Ancestral sometimes. Really, the only times I hate it are when it's on the other team, not mine. Boom. So Ghost was able to just pump out damage. So here's our problem. We got a ninja. We got a ninja coming against us. They don't. But there's 3 of us up, 0 of them. We need to send someone back to kill the ninja, Gul'dan. Everybody else should push this right now. Ignore the payload. Come back to this after we kill the fort. It's a really easy thing to get caught up in, but this is aggressive, this is safe. We can do aggressive when they're dead. We can do safe when they're alive, clearing the wave, and we run back gleefully laughing that we got to do both, and they only got to do one. So by being on our side of the map when all of them are dead, we didn't push the advantage. We got stuff, and see here, they're gonna free clear this. Their ninja's about to be up. So this same scenario, if we had pushed this, retreated to this next, they would be clearing our ninja while we're capping their ninja, and their keep would be dead. Okay. Okay, this is about to be our ugly cry fight. So it's a bummer that we lost the 7-sided strike, but we're just eating this. We can't get to him. They're slowing us all over the place. 3 of us are dead. 4th's about to be dead. Why they stopped for this camp is foolish. They're 20. Alright, now they're moving on. And we can see the writings on the wall. Too many of us are dead. There's too little time. Cassia is not going to solo a keep and a core before they can. Okay, so the macro lessons to learn here is we had multiple times where we had the people advantage, but we retreated too much. Again, we get caught in the exact same trap sometimes, but you want to talk about it in advance. Okay, on this map, if we have a 3 to 5 advantage, what are we going to do? Okay, we're going to push and try to steal their ninja. We're going to push down a fort, push down a keep. The objective is actually the low priority on this map, because if we can create that pressure by pushing their fort, pushing their keep, getting their ninja, then we can do the objective for free, and they're chasing us around the map. So the objective's fairly low priority if there's something better that we can be doing. And so we want to use the objective when our ninja's pushing and their ninja's not, so that they're ignoring our ninja and are forced to be at the objective. We want to use the objective if we're soaking in lanes and they're fighting our ninja and we've already cleared theirs. Okay, we'll move the objective freely. But we had multiple times, and you'll go back and see them, where we we won a team fight, we got a gank, something like that, and then we don't push our advantage. We chase, we go to safe camps instead of aggressive positions. That those differences open up the game. They didn't have a huge amount of kills more than us. I mean, and before this fight, shoot, they were 1 kill ahead of us. But they had major structure advantage. And really, a lot of it's because they got lucky. But if we can change those things and send the camps to them a little bit more on Hanamura and steal them when it's great for us and be aggressive when they're dead, that's going to win us games. So, all right, my friends, this will be ready for you tomorrow on the 2nd of August. Go out there and slay some noobs.